We came up, the two of us together, with a list of the 7 things to know from the Hunter Biden pardon. Right? 7 things. And these, I think, are sort of unique perspectives and angles that a lot of people aren't talking about.
The 6th biggest takeaway for us, which is, dude, the criminal justice system has the biggest double standard you can think of.
Yeah. And by the way, there's been discussion about double standards in the criminal justice system for a long time. It's based on class. It's based on race. What this is demonstrating, it's based on political insiders. If you are a political insider, particularly among Democrats, because they seem to have a control over the criminal justice system, you are protected. You are given certain immunities from things. Again, remember what we laid out. Hunter Biden forgot to pay taxes. Oops, he didn't forget. He failed to pay taxes on millions of dollars. If you or I did that, we would go to jail. Hunter Biden was found guilty by a grand jury. They convened the grand jury. They went ahead. The DOJ tried to give him immunity in an insider sweetheart deal that nobody else gets but the president's son. That didn't work out. So now the president steps in and does it again. This is the travesty of the criminal justice system. So as much as Democrats want to talk about the racial divide in America, and let's have that conversation about the criminal justice system, let's also have it about the political divide and how you guys are prepared to have double standards as to who's going to jail and who's not going to jail based on their political affiliation.
Yet Joe Biden pardoning his son to keep him from any legal liability, I don't think will help the racial divide, right? Because people are like, oh, the wealthy white guy helped out his wealthy white kid. They've never seen that one before. But I think that the language in Joe Biden's pardon letter that stood out to me was the suggestion that Hunter Biden was only being charged because of his affiliation with and his last name and the fact that he is Joe Biden's son. That's the only reason he was charged. And
that's the only reason he's not in jail.
No, that's correct. No, remember, this all, from the time it got first reported, and then we found a laptop with actual evidence. Yeah. And the number one indicator was, hey, if people believe that Joe Biden made money off of Hunter Biden's business deals, that's actually highly politically impactful and influential. And so what did they do? The criminal justice system, the FBI, went to the big tech companies and said, hey, we think this might be Russian disinformation. 51 of us have put our name on this list. Let's keep it away from the news in the last couple weeks before the election. That singular act actually, in my opinion, is the reason why Joe Biden even became president and is in a position to pardon Hunter Biden for any crimes he may have committed in the first place. Yeah. But the implication that you all of a sudden Joe Biden is now against political prosecutions. I just would refer you to the White House press correspondence dinner earlier this year when they have the red carpet and all the reporters are walking around and the elected officials, and who else is there but the prosecutor from Georgia, Fani Willis, who is bringing a RICO case against Joe Biden's political opponent. And so you have a prosecutor who is bringing a charge against the one candidate for president and being elevated at an event of the White House of the other opponent. That's the definition of a political prosecution to me. Yeah. And so that is, in fact, the example of the double standard that, that we were reminded once again exists with this pardon.